this sacred passage of our ascension, we have profound and fascinating experiences as the acceleration quickens. The revelation of the timeline split is presenting to many wayshowers and lightworkers as this year unfolds. Let us explore the timeline split and the upcoming August Eclipse Gateway as a divine opportunity for our unification. Blessings, beloveds. This is a very powerful time as we transcend time constructs. Time constructs are built on toroidal fields, the same way that a universal, galactic, solar system, planetary consciousness, our own energy fields are built. Now, time constructs, timelines, are vibrational bandwidths that provide a container for an experience. And as we go through the dimensional shift, we start transcending the lower level time constructs and opening up to a higher, less dense, less linear experience of time. Now, timeline structures are divided into three categories. Primary planetary timelines are interdimensional. They traverse past, present, and future dimensional bandwidths. The overarching intention of a planetary timeline, such as the return of Christ consciousness, may span millions of years in multiple densities. Even if the planet drops in vibration, the primary timelines remain as a possibility. Primary Christed Ascension timelines are now amplifying and gaining strength due to lightworker activities, grid workers, gatekeepers, solar and galactic stargate openings, and benevolent higher realm involvement in the universal rewrite. Primary timelines offer a pure experience of ascension and the pure intent of its creators. They are organic timelines which traverse time-space constructs, toroidal fields. They are also interconnected to the trajectory of the universal rewrite, serving the highest possibilities for other planets, solar systems, galaxies, and ultimately a new universal experience. Secondary timelines serve the collective experience, presenting several possibilities for how the primary timelines may play out. They operate on vibrational bandwidths, just like the primary timelines. However, they are more abundant. We have multiple secondary timelines complementing our transition to 5D and beyond. When gatekeepers recommend acceleration, it refers to vibrational acceleration. Speed brings purification by utilizing zero-point dynamics. Acceleration brightens and lifts the collective experience to align with the higher future trajectory, which is less dense, less influenced by time dynamics. It feels fluid, like the pure liquid light sensation of the Christed experience. Tertiary timelines are the ones which dropped away with the massive influx of the March through April equinox passage that took out all synthetic timeline creations and anything which was connected to it. Experiences of lower secondary timelines are created by humans, by agreement, by repeating the same behaviors and activities of the past. Complexity and apparent chaos increases as old-time dynamics near their extinction. As the cosmic threshold nears, timeline divisions may present in your visions as dividing DNA, train tracks, trees, roadways splitting, torus loops dividing, spirals, parallel planets, or stargates in your visions. Regardless of the archetypal representation, these visions demonstrate what is unfolding right here, right now. collectively awaken and actively choose a higher vibrational primary timeline experience, secondary timelines are shifted to complement that collective reality, and tertiary timelines dissolve. The timeline shift of the equinox removed tertiary options for the collective experience on Gaia through a quantum effect of extremely high vibrational pure light. With the synthetic timelines dropping, the organic experience of ascension arises as a divine choice. After some adjustment and integration time, we now focus on this massive cosmic gear shifting. The possibility of ascension, created in the future via the higher timeline which traverses multiple dimensions, allows the lower self to access a higher trajectory when engaging with the ascension process. We jump timelines via the gateway of the heart center, divine service, consistent alignment, and by clearing our lower timeline experiences and experiencing karmic closure. The division of realities, the experience of a physical splitting, occurs between primary and secondary timelines. The tertiary timeline drop-off is experienced by most as extreme duality, polarization, and it's noticed by most in their daily life stream that something very odd has been going on since 2016 when this began. Divisions between primary timelines and secondary timelines are witnessed by the awakened as the split begins to unfold in a very palpable and very physical way in 2017. These primary and secondary timeline realities have always existed. It's the lifting of the veil or the photonic light demand for order and harmony, the source light level itself, which unveils this mechanism to the awakened. Technically, it is all happening simultaneously. Timelines are something that we use in order to physicalize an experience of time. This is why so many lightworkers are having such a strong experience this year, why it's become so psychedelic and very transcendent. It's because this bifurcation of realities is unfolding. Now, while it will take several months for the actual physical separation of realities to trickle down into our consciousness, this is just a reflection of the higher realms. And that's important to remember. No fear. This is about resolving activities which have already occurred in the higher realms. It is actually our future selves or our higher selves that have created this, and we are now moving into merging with that realm of light, that realm of consciousness. Now, some of us have a very strong experience of this unfoldment. It is best not to look at it in a dualistic way of good, bad, right, wrong. Rather, look at it as a choice of reality. Many light workers have been engaged in this New Earth project and have been working on the New Earth grid system. And that's going to be very potent during this time when we are preparing for this August Eclipse pathway. The August Gateway goes from August 3rd through the Lion's Gate, the 8-8, all the way through the solar eclipse of August 21st and into August 25th. If you are familiar with gateways, you understand that gateways are opportunities for all light workers to come together, unify, prepare, and open these experiences in the highest interest of all concerned. We do have a divine opportunity coming up in August, but it will take preparation of the New Earth grid systems because there is so much encoded within the United States and North America itself. This is why the New Earth grid system is very different from the classic ley line grid structures. It is built on divine encodements that are within the crystal beds, the aquifers, the mountains, ancient structures which are underneath the surface, and many divine encodements from the brotherhoods and sisterhoods of light, Lemurian, Atlanteans, the masters, all of our past, present, and future selves have encoded the land for this specific activation, and now we are at the trigger point when we're going to be activating those into their full capacity. This resolution also resolves conflicts, the old storyline conflicts, whether it be the Lemurian Atlantean dramas, or the European versus United States dramas, or all of these ancient conflicts that have come through this universal creation, trickling down through the galaxy, solar system, and into this planetary consciousness. It's all this resolution of the conflict between divine masculine, divine feminine, any fallen structures. All of those old timelines and old storylines are coming to a close. Now, how it unfolds in our reality, again, is a choice. However, as light workers, we are the ones who are consistently focused on the creation of the next new thing, the new earth, and the revelation of that new creation, because there is no longer a need to play out this extreme polarization at the end of time. We are now able to move into the new creation and open these gateways, open the grid systems, open the ancient encodements that are put in place for this highest primary Christed timeline opportunity. On August 21st, 2017, a total eclipse of the sun will be visible from the United States. The eclipse path flows diagonally from Oregon to South Carolina. Inside the path of totality, the sun's corona is revealed for over 2 minutes. You can see a partial eclipse where the moon only covers only a part of the sun anywhere in North America. To see the total eclipse, where the moon fully covers the sun for a few short minutes, you must be in the path of totality. The path of totality is a relatively thin ribbon, around 70 miles wide, that will cross the U.S. from the west to the east. The first point of contact will be at Depot Bay, Oregon, at 9:05 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time. Gatekeepers and grid workers gathered at the entry point in the physical and opened this pathway in early June. East Coast grid workers did the same at the exit point in South Carolina, and grid work is ongoing to clear and activate this eclipse pathway. The path of totality will cross through Oregon, Idaho, Wyoming, Montana, Nebraska, Iowa, Kansas, Missouri, Illinois, Kentucky, Tennessee, Georgia, North Carolina, and South Carolina. The total eclipse will end just north of Charleston, South Carolina at 2:48 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Gatekeepers, grid workers, and light workers will be busily working on opening up this solar eclipse pathway across the United States. And if anyone is able to actually go into the path of totality, follow the maps, find the locations, and open up those gateways which connect the current reality into the higher reality that will be activated in August. It's going to be a very strong passageway for many of those choosing to Weisho and to fully embody that unity Christic consciousness and to fully embody their higher self. It's going to be a very strong passageway. And of course, we do this on behalf of all. But this will complete a resolution of what has occurred in the higher realms. So it's a very strong turning point, tipping point, trigger point for this higher level of consciousness. This is our divine opportunity to open these gateways and to ensure that the path of the eclipse brings forth all of the information and the encodements and the divine opportunity that is presenting right now. Even though the bifurcation of realities may take up to a year to unfold, now is our divine opportunity to unify the light tribe, the gatekeepers, and the grid workers in this preparation to maximize the August eclipse. thank you for your divine service to peace, love, and the divine ascension.